Greeting League fanboys and fangirls, and welcome back to another episode of Running Out Mid. As always, I'm Exile, and with me is my heterosexual life partner, Funzy. Let's just go ahead and grab our brooms and talk about this weekend, because our top two teams sitting on the top just sweep that shit right up. C9 busted it, and they look tight.
Again, still unbeaten. 6 straight wins, 3 straight weeks.
This fanboy absolutely loves the play that they're doing. Unconventional mids, unconventional picks. This weekend, though, they kind of went straight for it. A typical team build. The teams tried to ban out their crazy picks, and they just went with the regular assortment. And with the regular assortment, they really popped off. They did phenomenal.
It seemed like they set the pace right at the beginning. Game 1, they jumped in with Envy. They had a huge team fight breakout right around the 3-minute mark, and they just took momentum right from then on.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. This weekend, I feel like for C9, it was the impact show. He was big.
He had some great teleport plays that just seemed to cash in really well for the team.
Yeah, his picks, all this split, his picks have been great. He's a solid top laner. But this week, he literally was like, hey, team, climb on my back. I got broad shoulders. I'm going to carry you through this.
And it seems like he's really good for the tank meta that's going on right now. It seems to be his specialty.
It's impressive, yes. The CS that he gets with a Shen, or the type of pushing that he's split pushing, mind you, that he does with like a Nautilus or Mokai, which are not typical split pushers, he's doing really well.
And it seems to be paying off dividends for C9. Contracts is still keeping pace. It just seems like they're a solid team that are ready to go all the way to the end of split.
Yeah, so Contracts looks like a seasoned vet. I don't know if he takes like Zen classes or he's into yoga or what, but that man's patience is amazing.
The untiltable.
He is. He just waits and waits and waits. I saw him wait in a tri-bush bottom lane for at least 2 solid minutes, just waiting for somebody to come by that he could pick off. He has no pressure into going and assisting his lanes because his laners are so strong. And I don't know what he had. For a minute there, I thought he might have DC'd because he just sat stark still, not moving for like 2 minutes.
And it just seems like nobody can stand up to them. And they had a clean win this weekend. It was 2-0 both games. It was just a solid beatdown.
Yeah, their team motto was brooms be sweeping because they were strong. And they were strong, methodical wins. There was a point where they could have easily pushed in and won the game. But instead, drug the game out so they could get the middle turret, middle inhibitor, bottom turret, bottom inhibitor. And then they pushed to end. And they easily could have pushed as soon as they got the top turret down. They had the go. But they just methodical. Just slow, steady rhythm. Just boom, we got this. No pressure, no speed. They played their whole game, and their whole game was strong.
And they're definitely going to be contenders for that finals. So.
Oh, yeah. Right now, they are clear and heavy favorites. And I just hope that they can keep it up. Each week, it looks like they're improving more. They stopped that subbing BS. I absolutely hate that. But I'm not to knock on Ray. I like Ray. But if you have impact, you use the impact. And I'm glad that they just were like, all right, well, we just wanted to give our new guy some love, but we're going to go with what we're going with and really take it to. You have the tournament, the Katowice that they're getting ready to come up to, middle of the split, so every team else will take a break or go to a boot camp and they'll go to Katowice. And right now, I actually feel like they could perform really strong on a big stage. You betcha. Their meta picks and out of meta picks are great.
I just don't want to get hyped for an NA team that's going to go to an international tournament and then let me down and make me cry. And
well, they're not TSM, so you don't have to worry, buddy. They are C9, the only North American team to get ahead of groups last.
Well, since we're talking C9, let's go ahead and talk about their old challenger team. FlyQuest, again, another 2-0 weekend to take them into second place, 5-1, and their games against Dig and Immortals looked really impressive.
So, HighQuest is on a roll. High's off-the-wall picks with the Corky pick, we all know is impressive. Dropping murder bombs is on point, but bringing a Zed, and nobody really plays Zed, and he played Zed almost flawlessly.
And he played it every game he could, and it was just terrible. It was just awesome to watch and just terrible for the other teams.
Yes, and I don't know if High is lulling people into a false sense of security, but Corky, Zed, those aren't his best mid laners, not even by a long shot. If he has to force himself to pick his number one mid laner, it would be... I am just really looking forward to Sunday of next week when they play C9 and C9 Blue and C9 White fight each other, because that's going to be so good.
You can't talk about FlyQuest without mentioning Moon. I mean, I don't know what happened to him from 2016 to 2017, but whatever it is, keep at it, man, because that guy has turned it around.
Mad love for Moon right now. If there was totally mispicked on Moon, zero question mark. I think that he suffers from team greatness. Much like Contract, he's not forced to do anything. He's not forced to perform. He's not forced to carry. He has such a strong team with strong leaders and strong laners that he can just do what he needs to do.
And it shows the difference a player can have when he has confidence.
And a good environment.
Yeah, a good environment, a good confidence, and teammates that are there to back you. Because Night and Blue for that jungle, and he's playing things like Evelyn, who are good assassins, but they're not like late game.
But that's his comfort pick. Moon is known for loving Evelyn, and they're like, hey, bro, you just do you. Like, literally, I don't know how many bronze games I've been in where I've had to tell guys, hey, bro, you do you. Just pick whatever you're good with. We'll try to carry whatever mistakes you do. And that Evelyn's on point. He has zero pressure to perform. I wish that I could be on a team where I know I have zero pressure to perform. It's amazing.
And all he's doing is feeding his lanes, though. I mean,
straight up, he is performing great. If there's an underlying hero to the High and the Lemon Nation, it has to be Moon.
And it's just, it makes them look so good. And again, like you said, next week they have to face off against C9, and only one person can walk away with that V. So
yeah, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to the match. Obviously, Riot knows what they're doing because they make it the last match of the final day. You know it's going to be on stream number one. It's the weekend, match of the week, and it's impressive. I cannot wait for this matchup because I really want to see who comes out on top. It's a coin flip, in my opinion, right now. Who's going to do it?
I don't know, and these teams have heavily scrimmed between each other.
Obviously, yeah.
So, they're going to know all the tricks. They're going to know all the picks. They're going to know how to counter. And so, they're going to pick some off-the-wall strategies.
That's my thing, is I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of shenanigans they pull out. Like, are we going to see Impact on, like, a Gangplank top just to throw him for a loop? Like, hey, Balls, you've never seen me play this guy before.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to see what kind of shenanigans they do, because both those teams are known for picking picks that are not necessarily popular right now or not in meta, and man, it's going to be such a good match.
And I want to see Contract square off against Moon and see how the two top ranking junglers right now, this split, fare against each other.
Well, now that's a little unfair, because you got to say Arcadian right now is probably the heavy favorite for most dominant jungle, and Contract versus Arcadian this last weekend. C9 was way out there. Arcadian tried to do like he did when he feels the pressure, tries to dive a Dardoch or go after a Nori, and he's so focused on trying to show that he's the better jungler that he doesn't facilitate those advantages to his team.
Or he overextends and he's just misplaced.
Yeah,
and
it's rookie mistakes, and I think it's because, unlike Contracts, Arcadian has the need or the pressure to perform. He doesn't have that whole solid team, that all those great laners. So it's just tough right now. But he, in my opinion, Arcadian by far, he has the most kills right now. He goes after it. He does the work.
Oh, I'm not disputing that he's a top 3 jungler. Yeah. I just think if he had a better team behind him, he would definitely be top 1.
True. But let's not undercut Echo Fox, because even though records show they're not great, the middle of the pack teams that we have what, 5 teams that are 2-5. Like, any one of those guys could move up and move out.
And they're all sitting there waiting to explode. And the way it sits right now is we're only 3 weeks in. I mean, anything can still happen. There's still plenty of games for a team that's 2-4 right now to turn it around and come back.
Yeah, so plenty of room for improvement. plenty to do. The split is far from over, but most of these teams have played 15, 16 matches. That's already what they're used to playing in a regular split, and we're not even halfway through. So the best of 3 series, a lot of these matchups, there's very few of them that have been 2-0 sweeps. A lot of them are going three games.
3 games, and very long 3 games, too.
Very long. So if we're going to talk about very long 3 games, let's talk TSM, who is winning, I would like to say winning ugly. They are winning ugly.
They're still 5-1. They're still tied for second with FlyQuest. They're still a strong team with flashes of some of the best genius you've seen in the game. But they are struggling and definitely opening up the games. Like, they have strong matches, but they drop that first game where they kind of have to, coalesce together and become a team. And then they're like, okay, guys, we played easy the first game. Let's turn it up to 11.
Yeah, so I don't know if they're phoning it in sometimes or what, but you're right. There are games where it's just TSM usual brilliance, where you're just like, man, you're so used to seeing them perform at such a high and great level that, it's just regular, that's TSM. But then they drop one, and when they drop them, they're bad. Just, you're like, who's calling the shots? Who called that play? Who called these picks? Like, what is this about? Bad Dragon, bad Baron. It's so confusing.
Or Biofrost being caught out in the river, or Biofrost trying to ward by himself. I mean, there's been some flashes of brilliance, but then you see plays and you're like, what was going through their head? What was the call there?
Yeah, you have other teams just living in their jungle, like stealing blues. Not Svensson Aaron's on Rengar. Rengar doesn't need blue, but you constantly don't want the other team to consistently steal your blue. Then he tries to go to their side to contest their blue, and they waste ultimates, sums, and get nothing out of it. Not they don't get the blue and get to walk away. They don't get a kill and walk away. They get nothing out of it and have to give up so much, and you're just like, why are these plays happening?
And going 2-1 on both CLG and P1, that P1 match, I mean, I was sitting on the edge of my seat, holding my breath, thinking this could be it. This could be another loss to P1 of all teams.
P1, though, is climbing up, but TSM went 3 matches with them. Each match was 45 minutes or longer. I mean, that third match was almost a 60-minute match, and you could see that TSM, they had a lead, a significant lead. I don't want to say a huge lead, but they had a great number of kills up on them, more turrets, but they didn't push any objectives. That shows that they're either scared or scared to do anything against P1. I don't know if it's out of respect that P1's doing a lot better, obviously way better than we thought they would be, or if they just have no confidence in their play.
I don't know. That second game with the Camille and Azir, I mean, that combination seemed to be doing really well for them, and led to a very fast game. But it just seems like there's some games they're not drafting the team comp that you would expect from a top team.
Yeah,
team.
I don't understand what's going on in TSM's house. Obviously, it's not affecting them too much, but they're playing 3 games, 3 games, 3 games. 3 games. And that's going to make for a very long split if you have to play the full 54 matches before you even get into the playoffs.
Man, it's going to definitely help them build endurance, hopefully.
I hope so. I don't want to see them get chipped away. I like a North American LCS with a TSM on top. I like that. I like their team owner is extremely confident. Trash talks.
No,
he really invests in his team. I mean, he talked mad smack during that CLG pre-game.
And you saw the video where they had the trash talk against P1 too.
Yeah,
so that old rivalry from last split.
Yeah, so I mean, they're invested and they're such a good team, but I'm confused at what's going on with them.
Yeah, and seeing Reginald and Hotshot GG sit down and talk like that, it brought up a lot of hatred that's burning right underneath the surface.
They would definitely look like ducks on water, where they're just cool, calm, and collective on the surface, but underneath, that stuff is just churning. Just straight churning. So that takes us into our 4th place team, again for 2 weeks in a row. No big shakeup, but we got P1, and you had them at what, your last team? You thought they were going to get relegated. I had them one step above. I did say that because of the new ban system, I thought they had performed better, but they have well exceeded my expectations.
Yeah, and The only reason that they're in the fourth place that they are right now is because they did drop a game to TSM.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even that game, like I said, was a hard-fought game. This is definitely a top-tier team, and they're willing to take TSM to 3 games.
Yeah, so they have huge confidence. And Nori is doing all he can. He doesn't take kills unless he has to. Granted, you see him play against people like Arcadian or Contracts, and he'll get caught out the first five minutes. He'll give up like 2-3 kills, and you're like, man, what are you doing? But then he comes back and he's just feeding his team. Like, here you go.
Oh yeah,
here you go. Feed.
Arrow is definitely a strong bot lane ADC marksman right now. He is definitely carrying a team. Their mid lane with Ryu is doing fantastic. So this team is definitely not a team that you can take into the playoffs and think you're going to win easy.
Yeah,
this is going to be a team that could definitely Cinderella you and come back and take the whole game.
So we all know that I absolutely love Nori, but Ryu, I'm glad that you brought him up because he has been incredibly impressive. I mean, by far, I think stats alone, he's like the third best mid laner, but he's like, I mean, if it goes Jensen, Bjergsen, I mean, the difference in how good they are is so small. He is extremely impressive. The only person that's been able to push him out of lane and beat him in CS in a match so far has been Jensen. Jensen's been the only one that's been able to apply that pressure, and he didn't do it every time. He did it one game where he totally blew him out of the lane. But the second game, Ryu was there to keep pace. Like, he's definitely coming on strong in North America.
And I think that if you took any of P1 in fantasy, you are definitely earning it. It's definitely paying off. It's giving you the points you need to win week to week. And I'm kind of sad I didn't pick up a few of them myself.
I am also extremely sad that I don't have their whole team in my fantasy league, but it's impressive. I'm super excited to see a team that we thought was going to be bottom tier rise above so early. Again, split. It's not even midway there yet. But they're definitely set to be at least a third or fourth place. They're poised to be clutch. I mean, on a quick note, if we were going to excerpt anything into the weekend, Envy finally picked up a win. So my relegation team that I thought was on the outs, Lyra came back last week. They said, hey, he hasn't gotten to practice with the team yet. So, we gave him the excuse. Week 1, they didn't have him. Week 2, he just came with the team, so we gave him that excuse. Week 3, he had to come out and win, and they did. They probably could have picked up 2 wins this week, but the second team they had to play against was C9, and C9 absolutely crushed them. But C9's crushing anybody. But I want to say that next week, I look for Envy to pick up another win, if not 2.
Not only that, but Echo Fox is still poised to become a 4th or 5th place team. Yes. They can turn it around. There's still, 6 more weeks left?
Yeah.
That's still 12 matches. You still have plenty of games left. They can definitely turn it around. I think that they have it in them to do it, and it's just a matter of getting the practice in, and maybe when they have that break, yeah. They can definitely see it around. And even if they don't do great this split, I don't see them being in relegation.
I don't see them either.
They can definitely pick up some practice in the mid-season and come back for summer and do just great.
So my sad awards for the weekend, the 2 teams that I'm most disappointed in is Dignitas has not been performing at all, and I don't see any improvement from them on a week-to-week basis at all. And then Team Liquid. They had a good solid team to start off with and had a lot of high hopes, but they have so many laners that are or so many positions that are underperforming. Rainover is not the Rainover last year. Piglet and Matt
got stiff competition in the jungle now.
Piglet and Matt are not performing really, really well. Lorlo, who was doing phenomenal, is now starting to get 4 or 5 deaths a game because he's trying to do too much and he's overextending himself, and teams are focusing and going, all right, well, if your one best laner is your top lane, we're just going to shut him down. And it's so sad. So Team Liquid and Team Dignitas, lots of work that they got to put in if they want to increase.
And you can't say anything about them without saying anything about Immortals. High hopes were placed on Immortals. Dardoch in the jungle, Belter back in the mid, picking up a strong top lane with Flame. I mean, we are not seeing what you would expect out of that team.
See, but I expected that out of them. Out of Immortals, I didn't expect them to be real high. I expected them to be middle of the pack. They still have obvious communication issues with Flame. He's not getting it done. Dardoch has turned into Dardon't. Like, he gets so many kills, but he has to give up so much for those kills. He dives way too much trying to carry. He puts himself in bad positions. It's really hard for him. Belter's doing great, but the team really has to come together, and Cody Sun and Ole are just, they need to come together. They're not going to get relegated, but bottom tier team right now is probably the best they can shoot for is middle of the pack. Everybody else looks so strong. Now, I could be wrong. In the next 6 weeks, they could go on a non-stop kill crazy rampage, but I highly doubt it. So, that's just the way it all shakes out. Next week's going to be a real great week. Can't wait for that FlyQuest C9 game. But that about does it for us this week. With just a quick bang in, bang out episode. Thank you guys for sticking around. Please like, subscribe, share, comments. We want to hear any comment, anything at all. If you want to send us some videos and we'll put them on behind us about some of your great outplays, we'd love to end our videos on some outplays from some local guys, people that aren't pros. It would be really wonderful to hear back from you guys.
Yeah, and you can hit us up on Twitter, find us on Twitch. I mean, we're going to be streaming the games as they play, giving our own commentary, our own, conversations with our fans. So hit us up. We're going to be there all weekend.
Yep. So see you guys next week, and GG.
GG.